Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of the new Duel Links character collection challenge. Last time we left off after unlocking the SOD world, and the hidden character here is Scud. Instead of banishing 300 cards, we now only had to banish 10 cards to make his missions appear. The missions themselves did not change at all, so they stayed the same as before. That means we do the usual stuff and then we can unlock him. Not that I'm too excited about unlocking him, but hey, he's a character that we can unlock, so I unlock him. He is beaten 3 times with 1000 or less life points remaining. We perform 3 ritual summons and we get a quick victory against him, just like before. And that means we can get Scud. The next one would actually be a character of a new world. But to get a new world, we need to go back to DM world and stage it up from 7 to 8. Once we've done that, we can unlock GX world, and that of course entails that we unlock our starter character for that world, which would be Jaden. However, before getting to GX world, we need to summon warrior type monsters 3 times in total, and we don't really have many warrior types. However, we do have DM world Joey, who comes with a few warriors. And also from the beginner missions you get the Joey starter deck, which includes Warrior Digrapher and Blue Flame Swordsman. Just summon those a bunch of times and then you are golden. This mission used to be different back in the day as well. I am talking way back in the day, not just before September 2025, but we have had to summon 10 warrior type monsters. But this was, as I said, way back in the day, and they changed this ever since. So not a problem there. GX World has 2 hidden characters, Esther and Bastion, but both of those need the level 30 gauge, which we do not yet have, so there's no problem with not getting these right now. In fact, I would prefer not to have any characters in GX World for a while, so that Jaden can spawn in and I have a chance to get the drop card Elemental Hero Thunder Giant, which I still need. Sort of. Anyways, having said that, we can stage up DM World to 9, which gives us a lot of work to do. Mainly unlocking the remaining speed worlds. Starting with 5Ds, of course. We have to summon wind attribute monsters 3 times. And you have cards like Baby Dragon from Joey's starter deck and Elemental Hero Avian from Jaden's starter deck, so you should be fine here. After summoning wind monsters a few times, we can in fact unlock 5D's world and our starter character for it, that being Yusei Fudo. The hidden character in this world is Crow, and Crow's missions didn't change at all. He's still a level 30 character, so the level 30 gate is not here yet, and we cannot get him, so we don't have to care about him at all. That means we can focus on unlocking the other worlds now. After summoning 2 level 4 monsters in a single duel, which is what we do for a living, we can unlock Zexal world and our starter character Yuma. Or Yuma and Astro if you prefer that, but I just simplify it to Yuma. Zexal World does not have any hidden characters as of now. I mean, they might add some in the future, but I doubt it, although they added Serenity as a hidden character for DM World, so it's not beyond them to do that. Anyways, we do not have to take care of any characters in Zexal World, so we can go and summon 3 Dragon-type monsters to unlock Arc 5 world and our starter character for it, Yuya. We also have a hidden character, and that hidden character of course is Sylvio, but Sylvio is kind of problematic because we have to get a bunch of dual assessment points. So let's get another character first with our starter character for Vrains world, that being Soulburner. Not to be confused with Soulburner and Flame, that's a different character or a different style for Soulburner that we get at stage 10 in Vrains world. Right at the very end of this challenge, of this series. So, with that said, we can go back into Arc 5 world and point out that Sylvio needs to be unlocked now before we can stage up any other world at all. Previously it was earning 500,000 points of dual assessment score in Arc 5 World exclusively. Now it changed to 50,000 dual assessment points in Arc 5 World, so it is just 10% of what it used to be, which still takes a hot minute to achieve, but it's way better than 500,000, let me tell ya. I appreciate the change, and 500,000, in all honesty, was way too high to begin with. So this change was long overdue. That said, his missions didn't change at all, but they were easy enough already, so we can just clear them and unlock Sylvio. That means we can now go back to DM World, because I forgot about one character, but I unlock them before I do any other stage ups, so I noticed in time. And the one character that I was missing was my Valentine, actually. She now is unlockable at stage 9 in DM World. Previously it was stage 11. Her missions themselves didn't change, but they were fine already, so no complaints here. But I have to unlock Mai before I can stage up any more. And staging up I shall after unlocking her. And that is DM World from stage 9 to stage 10. This gives us access to the characters that were previously stage 16 characters in DM World, those of course being DM Seto and Yami Merrick. Also an expansion, DM Yugi and Solomon Muto, because those need DM Seto and Yami Yugi both available to be unlocked, and you don't need to go to stage 16 anymore, but stage 10 is enough. So with that also we can get another character, which is DM Seto's alternative style. Don't forget about that one. And we can start by going for Seto, because he actually is the first one I want here from the selection I have, since he gives us access to his alternative style and access to 2 of the remaining characters in the DM World. Seto's missions don't seem to be different from what they were before, so the main thing is that we get him or Yami Yugi, depending on who your starter character is, a few stages earlier. With that said, we can now unlock Seto, and with him we of course will be able to unlock his alternative style, the urban style, which actually looks quite nice, I must say. While I was playing this, the Noah event was going on, and the Seto Kaiba you see there with event is actually part of the event. However, if I duel and defeat him, I will unlock Noah, which is not in the rules that I have for this challenge. So I'm not playing with Noah. Instead, I am just playing with the characters that I have that I can unlock by doing character unlock missions. So I am not allowed to defeat this event Seto. That's fine though. Yami Merrick has been unlocked now, and his missions changed in the way that we do not need to challenge him at level 30 anymore. With Yami Yugi, with Joey, DM version, and with Mai. We can just go up against him at level 10. Which saves a lot of gate keys and a lot of trouble, and I highly appreciate that. That said, DM Seto just won 5 duels, and that means we get the alternative style for him, which I would like to swap into. But now we reached a turning point, and we didn't have much of a rush format going on up to this point, but this changes now, because we are taking care of some of that by simply making it back to 7th World and staging it up. So 7th World was at stage 1, didn't need any stage ups at all, and our current goal is to hit stage 3 in 7th World, so that we can actually try and unlock Go Rush World with our new starter character for it, of course. And unlocking Go Rush World is quite simple. All you need to do is collect 10 Rush format cards. So there are plenty of options. You can get cards from drop rewards after duels. You can go for the lifetimes list. I actually didn't pick up any of the cards from the bonus list, the lock-in bonus list. And I even have a starter deck, which is this Gaia starter deck. And I did not claim it, so I can just do that now, crack it open, and that means I can get 10 rush cards for free at once. But this also meant that I did not have access to this strong amount of cards and had to play with Yuga's starter deck for the most part. However, that's fine because his starter deck is able to take care of the standard duelists and clear the stage missions. That said, we can now unlock our starter character for Go Rush World, that being Yudias, and that means we have access to all of the different worlds now. Good stuff. The next world we stage up is actually Sevens again, because it only needs one stage up to get a new character, which is quite ideal for our challenge. The one character that I'm talking about is, of course, Lucidian Luke Callister. And since we had to get to stage 3 already for Go Rush World's unlock, we just need to go up one more stage, and that is quite nice. Luke's unlock missions haven't changed, but that's fine, and while all of this is going on, I can talk about what to do next. We need 3 stage ups in 7th World to get one new character, that being Gavin, and we also can stage up Go Rush World 3 times to get a new character, Yui. However, we then would need 3 more stage ups in 7th World to get Romin and also the level 30 gate, which will then finally unlock. We cannot get any of the other characters like Mimi and Yuo. And in Go Rush World, this would just be 2 stage ups to get a new character in Yuamu. So we have 7th World with 6 stages for 2 characters and Go Rush World with 5 stages for 2 characters. So actually it makes more sense to go with Go Rush World in this case. So after unlocking Luke, we can go back to Go Rush World and stage it up from 1 to 4. This, of course, will then mean that we get a new character, Yui, who is already needed for some of the stage missions. Once we hit stage 6 in Go Rush World, we not only get access to Yuamu, but also the missions for Suijo and Maddox. However, those again require the level 30 gate to be unlocked. And you may have noticed that the level 30 gate is quite a huge hurdle to overcome for us, and once we have the level 30 gate available, I will need to unlock a bunch of characters before staging up anything at all. And just between you and me, I'm quite happy that I do not have to concern myself with all of those characters right now, because the level 30 characters are a lot. No kidding. So, having said that, Yui is not one of those level 30 characters and can be unlocked. That means we can make it to stage 6 in Go Rush World eventually. Also, before I forget to mention it, his missions didn't change at all, but he's a fairly new character anyways, and his missions aren't difficult. I think the only missions that actually did change for character unlocks were in DM, DSOD, GX, 5Ds, and maybe Zale. But then again, Sylvio's hidden requirement changed, so that may count too. However, the newer worlds, so Vrains World, 7th World, and Go Rush World, I don't think they had any changes to them. Despite the fact that we need to do different stuff, like previously I believe it was summon 5 fire attribute monsters to unlock Vrains World, and they changed that a while ago to be just 3 fire monsters, so yeah, that's just minor changes. When it comes to stage missions, there might have been a few changes, but not any ones that I noticed, and I wrote down every single one of these stage missions in the past, so yeah, I don't think it's too big of a deal with those. The major thing, I think, is that some hidden requirements have been changed to be easier to achieve, and that characters are available at earlier points, which especially applies to 5D's World, GX World, and DM World. Since Go Rush World doesn't need to go past stage 6 as of now, we can go on to a different world, and that would be 7th World. Now, as I said, at stage 6, we get access to a lot of character missions, but we cannot unlock any of them without the level 30 gate, so we need to go to stage 7 and unlock Gavin. Gavin is then needed to unlock Roa and Nail, and with Nail unlocked we will then be able to get Asana, which means Gavin is basically gatekeeping 3 characters, Roa, Nail and Asana. So it makes sense to go to stage 7 and unlock him. Truth be told, Gavin is the last character that we unlock in this episode, and after that it's just staging up to stage 10 in 7th world in preparation for Roman and the level 30 gate. So I wouldn't be mad at you for clicking the video off after unlocking Gavin. And just to put things into perspective, at the end of the next episode we will have a total of 56 characters, which is almost double of what we have now, and remember that this is after 2 episodes, so the next episode almost doubles our counter in just 1. And that's good because we need to make some progress since we have a lot of characters left in the game. Let's talk about gate keys for a moment. Since up to this point we didn't have to go up against level 30 opponents, we saved a lot of gate keys. Actually, we got a lot of gate keys from staging up and from Duel Links, Standard Duelist and Legendary Duelist and so on. So we have a few gate keys. However, I will reach a point at which I am running low on gate keys. And that means I then have to dedicate 2 or 3 days without unlocking any characters to actually just beating up a few standard and legendary duelists so that I can get more gate keys. Since there are so many characters to get with the level 30 gate unlocked, I have a lot of stuff to do in the next episode and therefore decided to put the stage ups from 7th 7 to 7th 10 into this episode, even though I'm not unlocking any more characters here, because the next episode is already going to be long enough as it is, and this one was apparently not long enough already. However, this gives me actually time and the opportunity to level up a few of the characters I already unlocked. For example, Gavin, who has 1 card as his level up reward that I'm actually interested in, which is this level 6 0 attack fairy monster that I need to summon for lifetime cards. Also, Gavin needs to summon 10 fairy monsters in total anyways to unlock Nail, who then is needed to unlock Asana. And then there are also characters like Yami Yugi's alternative style and DM Seto's alternative style that have the style mission of winning, or playing I guess, 100 duels. But more importantly, we want to level up Jaden to 23 so that we get access to Elemental Hero Clayman and can summon Elemental Hero Thunder Giant with a skill generation of heroes and without using a super rare card ticket. Anyways, that's for the future. Thank you for watching.